Holly Smith. I am, as always, double pumped. Not super pumped, double pumped to be speaking with you. I think, you know what? Like, we've been working together for, I think it's almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And when we first sat down, it was a different conversation to what we're going to be having today. So, Holly, when we first sat down, what was that conversation? Where were you stuck? Tell me all about it.
Gosh, I felt like that was forever ago. So I was in a position where I was working so hard in my online personal training business to get leads from Facebook and Instagram. And I don't really know how LinkedIn worked. Anyway, I was running leads. I was getting awesome opt-ins and getting quite a few emails a day on this one Facebook ad I had running. And that was kind of like the only thing that was building my list. And then what happened? My Facebook account got permanently disabled, which means I could not ever build it again unless I started a whole new one from a totally different account. And it was such a crazy thing. And it just randomly, like, I had this ad running for so long and there was nothing wrong with it, but it was when the US elections were out, so it was out of my control. Anyway, and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. And then I knew Adrian through another coaching group, and I don't even know how, like, the very first conversation we had, like, I actually don't remember, but I know for a fact it was because I was struggling and Facebook and Instagram were just killing me. Like, I ended up hating like what I did because it was constant outreach and no result. Anyway, so you're like, oh, why don't you try LinkedIn? Like, jump on LinkedIn. You're like, LinkedIn's a gold mine. And my auntie was saying exactly the same thing. Anyway, and I had no idea. I had zero connections. And then Adrian basically said, here, do this, do that. Here's a strategy, implement this. I had a VA at the time, which was awesome. And then, yeah, like 12, like, what are we in? Almost 2 years later, I went from 0 to now almost 60,000 connections. And I've got a awesome business, you know, over 6-figure business, which I never thought I would have at this age. And
how old are you, Holly?
I'm 22. Everyone asks me, they're like, how old are you? And I'm like, early 20s. So there you go, you know my age, whoever watches this. And I'm just, I'm very, very happy that I actually came across Adrian and we met, and it's absolutely changed my life, because without LinkedIn, I wouldn't have the business I have now, and on my own terms, doing my own thing. And it literally just changed my life. And it sounds like, you know, one of those typical testimonials that are like, oh, it changed my life. I can work my own hours and I travel and do whatever I want. But to be honest, it's literally it. Yeah, yes, you're going to have your ups and downs and you've got to figure out what works and what doesn't. But you've really got to know what you want in life, like your actual end vision, and then come to Adrian and figure out how you're going to make the income from LinkedIn to get there using your personal brand or business.
Holly, one thing that really stands out about you is when we first started working together, I think because I was working in the other coaching group and I was just watching you and I heard about you, one thing that stood out was your the discipline that you had and your work ethic. Like, you are a fast action taker and you take action immediately and then refine and optimize. Like, that's why in less than 2 years, you've been able to build your business, the systems, the structure, and the team so that you can focus on the things that matter most to your business.
100%.
And now we haven't even got into the rest of our conversation today, but now you're about to launch your book, 30 Days of Happiness.
Yeah, crazy.
So I'm just seeding that for the viewers as well.
Yeah, no, it's going to be so awesome.
Holly, what was the obstacle that would have prevented you from joining, from working with me?
I mean, to be honest, it's always like, I think even with my own coaching, the two things that come up always is the trust component and the time, and usually finances. So the only thing stopping me from doing anything would have been, you know, as a 19, 20, 21-year-old is finances, right?
Yeah.
So I look back and I'm like, how the heck did I afford that? But the thing is, if you really want something, you'll make it work. If you really want an outcome and you'll actually want to invest to get a good outcome for the future, then you'll make it happen. Like, that's the kind of mindset you have to have in this industry. It's like, you want it or you don't. You'll figure out whatever it takes to do it. So I think if finance is an issue for you, then look at your budget, actually figure out what you could take out that you're currently spending your money on, to actually put it into your business and make it grow. So therefore you can then earn more money and then do both. And then the second thing would be time. Like, if time is really an issue for you, you got to really sit down and think about, what are my priorities? If I believe I don't have enough time to build my dream business, then you don't want to build your dream business. You're happy being comfortable, So you got to think about your priorities.
Yeah, spot on. Holly, now we touched on some of the results that you've achieved so far, but what are the real tangible results that you've achieved, and what does the future look like for you?
Cool. So the results I've really achieved is I've actually learnt to build my personal brand and the authority. So in regards to having having my own personal brand, which was HS Fitness Coaching in my fitness industry, or in the fitness industry. And then I created a business that I could potentially wanted to sell if I wanted to. And that was BizFit, right? So from BizFit, I really had to establish who I was as a business owner in the business and how I was going to portray that on LinkedIn. And I think the thing that really helps me the most, if you're really struggling to find, the authority you have on either LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever it is to just list 3 things that you literally do and help people with. Like, for me, it would be habits, keeping accountable, and working on work-life balance. So I have to express that in my bio, in my pictures, in my videos, in my content, everywhere, so people actually understand. So that's one thing that's really helped me. And I guess for the future, like, now that I have all these systems in place and everything that, you've helped me with, Adrian, I can now have an awesome business. And yes, it takes a while to get going. It took me 12 months to really start seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, but it was so worth it. And I think that's when people give up, is in the first 12 months. They go, stuff it, it's not working, I'm not getting any money or return from it, I'll move on to something else. But first 12 months of trial and error. You learn, like, my products went up and down and changed so many times. And so did my mindset. Like, it went from, I don't want to do this, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, to, oh, this was a great week. And Adrian knows probably more than anyone the roller coaster of my journey the last 2 years. So it's going to be like that for the rest of my life. That's the thing. Like, you have a choice to now control how you react to these certain things. And you have a choice if you want to take action and how you're going to build it. So I guess the future for me, I've spent the last 2 years working my ass off to build a good system and strategies, and it's working for me. So now it's about just enhancing that and, building a whole new business as well. So it's exciting.
Holly, I just want to touch on something that I feel is super important, that it's one thing that you didn't actually mention, and it was the financial side. Why is it that you working on your personal brand is so important when it comes to the financial outcome of your business?
Your personal brand is your business. Like, you are the business, literally. And if you don't invest in yourself to get business, then you're not going to get any business, if that makes sense. So investing in personal, I guess, marketing or authority or whatever you want to call it, would be like, get good quality photos of yourself, get good quality marketing materials, like your lead magnet or your free guide. And once you do that, like, again, they're just the foundations and the basics of building your personal brand. But building a personal brand is really helping your audience understand what you actually do and who you are and how you can really help them. But with a genuine side of it as well. Not like, hi, I'm Holly, I help busy people, let me help you. Are you this person? DM me, like, no one wants to listen to that, Yeah, they might need your help, but what they want to listen to is your experience and how you came to, pass or through the experience and how you overcame it. So, or how you're currently overcoming it. And they want to hear your journey and they want to hear your story. And I think that actually is what builds your personal brand, helping others get to where they want to be in your niche. I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, love it. Holly, what specific feature did you like most about, working with us at Growthlink?
I loved very fast communication. Like I've worked with a lot of people and different companies and I guess coaches and whatnot. And Adrian and his team and all my VAs and everyone is just so fast to reply and always willing to help. So that helps me. And because I'm a fast action taker, I can probably be very overwhelming for some people because I'm like, done. Is this good? Give me feedback so I can implement it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So with my speed, they can keep up with my speed, I guess, if that makes sense. So that really is helpful. Otherwise, if you're not up to that speed and you want to go at your own pace, they're also very patient, but they'll also keep you accountable to get results, because if you're not getting results, you're not building the business or the dream life you want and earning the income that you want. So I think, just the actual support in the community has probably been my favorite part so far and the best.
Boom. I just wanted to add in there, as Craig Ballantyne would say, success loves speed.
That's it.
Love your work, Craig. Holly, why would you recommend other coaches and consultants join?
Why I recommend? All right. So if you have a business and you're not getting the income that you want, or you're not getting any leads or not helping anyone and you're trying really, really hard on maybe other social media platforms or on LinkedIn, and you've been trying for a while now and still nothing is working, I think it's time to seek help. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and do it. Yeah. And if you really skeptical and look at my profile, I built, literally, Adrian has helped me build a 6-figure business in 2 years just on LinkedIn, not any other platform, literally just on LinkedIn. So the fact that you can do that with the right strategy in place, and you know what you want, you have a clear vision, you just need a system to get there and someone to hold you accountable to it, then that's why I suggest you just jump in, do it, get it done. The first 12 months is going to be that foundational phase where you're going to work hard, build it, but then after that, you reap all the fruit that you've just sown and put all your hard work into.
Holly, speaking of your LinkedIn profile, where can people find you?
Sure. Well, let me share my screen with you. So this is my profile. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can also find me on Instagram as Holly_Smith00. But this is my LinkedIn profile. So you can contact me on here. And you can also get my free guide if you want to 10x your productivity.
Boom. Holly Smith, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Pretty much summed up everything, I believe. But if you are really actually sick and tired of your current situation, or you've been trying for so long, sometimes it's best just to go, hey, look, I just need the advice, and Adrian will give that to you. You just really got to know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, it's okay. You just jump in and Adrian will help you create a plan for what you don't know what you want. So there's always a way. I think that's one thing that I've learned, especially the last few weeks, is there's always another way. And when you feel stuck, there's always another way. So yeah.
Holly Smith, it has been absolutely fabulous speaking with you. And as I always like to say, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, literally. I feel like it's always just the beginning.
There's so much more to come. So thank you for your time. I'm super pumped to continue growing with you. And make sure you go and check out Holly's 30 Days of Happiness. It is a game changer. And when I was reading it, I was just like, it's the things that you know and you do, but sometimes you just forget.
Mm-hmm, literally.
So make sure you go and check that out. Holly.
Thank you so much, Adrian. I really appreciate today's call. Awesome.
Chat soon.
Chat soon.